Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Listen, leftoids, you little cancel culture warriors, don't celebrate too quickly. We know the historical context. Actual concerned patriots with a real cause of protest were able to pull off the biggest boycotts, arguably, in modern American history with Bud Light and Target. I know, quite amazing. We did a pretty good job with that. But you guys should probably take a seat. Or at least take a hint. Your phony, fake news, propaganda-filled, slanderous, cancel culture efforts always never seem to work, huh? They always backfire. Maybe it's not time to take a victory lap just yet. If you live in a little Twitter bubble, it's possible that you think that Jason Aldean has been cancelled. But if you live in the real world, and if you're paying attention, if you aren't living in a leftist echo chamber, well then you probably already found out that Jason Aldean isn't cancelled. He's arguably more popular than he's ever been. It's the Streisand effect, folks. Every time these leftoids try to cancel someone or something in disingenuous manner, it simply always backfires. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. Let's continue to have a conversation about Jason Aldean's Tried That in a Small Town. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, the leftists are cheering. Anti-Second Amendment activist is proud about canceling Jason Aldean's pro-America song, Try That in a Small Town. Jason Aldean tweeted this: "In the past 24 hours, I've been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song, a song that has been out since May, and was subject to the comparison that I, direct quote, was not too pleased with the nationwide BLM protests. These references are not only meritless, but dangerous. There is not a single lyric in the song that references race or points to it. And there isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far." I mean, we don't even really need to read the rest of the tweet. Jason Aldean can hold his words. You don't need to explain it, friend. We already get it. These leftist mob is full of you-know-what. But of course, despite Jason Aldean's clear explanation, despite the facts that the song has literally nothing to do with race, leftists did what they usually do, causing a bunch of outrage, which in turn led to CMT, or Country Music Television, pulling his song, and then of course the celebration hits. Shannon Watts retweets Jason Aldean's tweet that we just read, and writes, "Proud to have had a hand in getting Country Music Television to reject this racist and violent song." She then goes on to write, "Jason Aldean, who was on stage during the mass shooting at Las Vegas concert in 2017 that killed 60 people and wounded over 400 more, has recorded a song called Try That in a Small Town about how he and his friends will shoot you if you try to take their guns." Now, talk about leftists stooping to a lower level, pretty much as expected, par for the course. This is a talking point that I've been seeing all over the place. Whoopi Goldberg essentially said the same thing.
But why are you linking it to black people?
Well, that's
that's the issue.
That's the issue. The imagery is what becomes very problematic.
You can, again, you can sing about, you know, there's a lot wrong here with this. This is a man who saw what happens when someone is out of control with their guns.
Yeah.
He's someone
performing
in Vegas, and he saw people get, so I don't understand how he could be that disconnected, how people around him didn't say to him, hey, listen, you know what? Maybe there's a better way to do this.
The tragic Las Vegas shooting happened while Jason Aldean was on stage in that hotel courtyard, so to speak, and deranged leftists, just as you might expect, are willing to go there even though it has literally nothing to do with the song and nothing to do with the point that they're trying to make. They're bringing up the mass shooting as a political weapon to try to make some ridiculous point while targeting Jason Aldean. Stooping to disgusting levels, pressuring Country Music Television to cancel him, sending the Twitter mob against him, of course, sending the online social media mob to go after him as well, and of course celebrating that they've successfully canceled him on Twitter. Well, not so fast, leftoid. If there are any lefties in the room, then kindly instruct them to close their eyes and block their ears. Trigger warning, resistance fighters. Jason Aldean is topping the charts and more popular than he's ever been, currently selling out every single venue that he touches, and people in the crowd simply going wild for his Try That in a Small Town single.
I love our country. I want to see it restored to what it once was before all this bullshit started happening to us. But here's what I want to say. A lot of things out there And one thing I love, you guys know how it is this day and age, cancel culture is a thing. That's something that if people don't like what you say, they try and make sure that they can cancel you, which means try and ruin your life, ruin everything. One thing I saw this week was a bunch of country music fans that could see through a lot of the bullshit, all right? I saw country music fans rally like I've never seen before, and it was pretty badass to watch, I gotta say. Thank you guys so much.
Ooh, yikes. Not exactly the outcome that leftoids were hoping for, huh? Well, tough luck. Maybe next time. Try not to destroy a patriot country singer's life and career over a totally innocuous, totally benign song that frankly sends out a great message that small communities care about their community and their neighbors and won't handle Democrat crap happening on their doorstep. The ridiculous framing. Shannon Watts earlier in her tweet claimed that Jason Aldean's song was racist and violent, where he talks about how he and his friends will shoot you if you take their guns. Such incredibly dishonest framing. When in Jason Aldean's new single did he ever say, "Me and my friends will gather and shoot you if you try to take our weapons"? He literally never said that. He never mentioned race. He never said any of that. He said, "Hey, all you punks that are robbing stores and assaulting people in the streets, challenging and taking on police officers, try that in a small town, you won't make it down the road." That's literally what he said. A real controversial message. No wonder leftist cancel culture never works, because it's rooted in such incredible hypocrisy and slanderous propaganda lies. If Jason Aldean had actually said something incredibly offensive and racist, then okay, maybe you got a point. But he obviously didn't. Yet they still try to make the case, injecting their woke, divisive venom again into the public conversation. Except at this point, people are wise to it. We've seen the shtick, we've seen the ridiculous tactic a million different times. It's the boy who cried wolf. You can only claim that something is evil and terrible and racist so many times dishonestly, until at some point, people just simply aren't buying it anymore. Oh, what's this terrible song that leftists are telling me I shouldn't listen to? Let me listen to it. You blast it on the earphones or on the speakers, and probably most people with 2 working brain cells come to a very similar conclusion of, I don't know, that song was pretty good, and the message was pretty based. There's even a trend all over YouTube right now where black YouTubers are listening to the song, searching for this racist boogeyman that white leftist women are telling them exists, unable to find it.
Whenever you trigger liberals, it is a great day in America. They're mad even though their rap music's lyrics is all about taking each other's lives, giving each other drugs.
I ain't got no problem with the song. Everybody want to talk about his racist, his this, he talking about lynching, all this shit. I ain't got no problem with the motherfucker. He said try that shit in a small town where everybody know each other, where we close. We talking about balancing the scales of justice. And for y'all motherfuckers feed into that bullshit, talking about this some racist shit. Come on, man, you motherfuckers will do anything. But you know you motherfuckers the idea of motherfuckers in a small town defending themselves, and that's all the talking about.
So Jason Aldean, the country singer, is trending #1 on Twitter. What in the world did he do? They say he said some racist stuff in his new song. Try that in a small town. So I had to scurry on over and get to them lyrics. I got to figure out what them gut-wrenching lyrics were. He had to call somebody boy or let the N-word slip. Something Jason Aldean did something. To my shock and surprise, I'm kidding. I'm not shocked because we get outraged about the craziest things nowadays. But
everyone is looking around totally flabbergasted, confused as to what the hell the lefties are even talking about. It's no surprise that people are leaping out to his defense. It's no surprise the whole thing's backfiring. It's no surprise that leftist efforts are falling flat, and the majority of people, at least that I'm seeing, are leaping to Jason Aldean's defense. Country star Cody Jackson backs Jason Aldean, saying if being patriotic makes you an outlaw, then by God, I'll be an outlaw. These pathetic leftist shaming tactics don't work anymore. Never apologize to the mob, never attempt to appease the mob. They are completely out of control, usually totally out of touch with the general public and sentiment. There is nothing wrong with celebrating small town values and being appalled by big city lawlessness. The only racism that I'm seeing is, like usual, coming from the left. It's called the soft bigotry of low expectations. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.